Back from the dead. Back from the dead.
So guys, welcome back to my channel, Fit Muscle TV, and we have a special guest tonight. We are doing a special podcast, and this is Jeff. One second, how do you say your name? Jeff Seed or Jeff Said?
Jeff Side.
Jeff Side, sorry. So
Jeff Side. I don't.
Jeff.
It's like I've heard so many different ways. I'm kind of used to it by now, honestly.
So Jeff Side. So we have Jeff Side, IFBB Pro. He's competed at the Olympia stage 2013 at the age of, if I'm not mistaken, 16.
I was 19 the first time I competed. I've competed there 3 times though. So it was 2013, 2014, then 2016.
Were you the youngest one to be on the stage?
Yeah, I was the youngest Olympian competitor and the youngest IFBB Pro.
Wow.
That was back in 2013. I don't think anyone's beat that record yet. But as for competing, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to get back on that stage or not. It's like competing isn't like one of my biggest motivators at the moment. I just train because I love it. It's especially during this pandemic and everything, it's like I don't think people realize that how important training is for your mental health.
Yes.
Very important. So it's like you see all these countries closing down gyms and stuff. It's like the people closing down the gyms, they don't lift. They don't understand how it is for us.
Yeah,
it's very important.
So before we go down into the questions of the chat, there's one question which I have to ask you because a lot of people send me requests and they ask me this question. What do you think is the minimum age when you can start lifting weights, heavy weights?
Okay, yeah. I mean, I've heard that question before. It's like a lot of people think that lifting weights stunts your growth, but I feel like I'm an example. I started training when I was 11 years old.
11
years old. I was a little kid working out, and it's like I wasn't just doing body weight stuff. I was like bench pressing with the barbell and doing squats, and I wasn't lifting very heavy, but I was training and I was lifting hard. So I honestly don't think it stunts your growth. Maybe if you're lifting like doing a 1 rep max for squats and stuff, I don't know quite the science behind it, but I think a good age to start would be around 14, 15. So I would recommend, hey, when I have a kid, when I have my son, I'm going to have him start training when he was like 12. So I'm sure you're going to do the same, aren't you?
Same.
That's how young.
When are you going to have a son?
Oh, geez, I don't know. Now we're getting some deep questions now, huh? I'm thinking
youngest competitor on stage and youngest dad.
I'd like to have a kid maybe within the next 5 years.
Yeah.
I see people have kids when they're a little bit older. They're like either late 40s and their 50s, and I want to be able to hang out with my kid. I want to be able to.
Yeah.
I still want to be able to wrestle around with my kid and be his ass. I don't want to be an old man and he's like beating me up.
My ultimate dream is to train with my kid.
100%.
Train heavy.
That's a good thing I have a good relationship with my dad as well. We get to work out, we get to train together. So it's something I definitely cherish. I want to do that as well with my kids.
Okay, Jeff, let's talk about the breaking points in terms of health in your journey, in your fitness journey. What motivates you to stay on track and to come back on track if you think you have lost track?
Well, one of the biggest things is with motivation for me is I find motivation within myself. I don't try to look for exterior means to motivate myself. And I feel like that's the best way to stay motivated is when you can motivate yourself. In terms of my health during my journey, one of the biggest things is like even if I get an injury, if I break my leg or if I tear a ligament or something, I'm still training. If I break my arm, I'm going to be in the gym a week later. I don't ever take any days off really. I guess one of the biggest things is like in terms of health and kind of falling off is like, let's say I'm competing for a competition and you already know how this is. You compete and you're dieting for like 3-4 months. You're not having any cheat meals, no sweets, no sugar. And then after the competition, it's a free-for-all. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're eating everything. And it's like, and it might not just be one day, it might not just be 2 days, it might be a whole week of eating dirty food and junk food and stuff.
That happens to me. The cheat meal becomes the cheat day. Cheat week.
Yeah, and then the cheat day becomes a cheat
And then
week.
you hold on so much of water on your ankles and lower back, and it's like, why did I eat so much sweets? Next time
you feel terrible. Terrible.
And I always make a promise to myself that next competition I'm not going to cheat so much, and it happens again.
Exactly, yeah.
With me, always after my competition, because we're not used to eating so much of sweets and oil and fried food, but after the contest you just hog, and always have a bad diarrhea.
Yeah, and you don't feel good. You feel terrible.
Yeah.
And it's like you feel good for like a split second when you're eating the food, and then afterwards you're like, oh, why did I do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest things with that is like binge eating gets pretty bad after the competition. So, I mean, I would recommend maybe like there's a thing called reverse dieting. So it's like you finish your competition and then you kind of reverse diet your way back. So you don't immediately jump into binge eating and eating junk food and stuff, because that's kind of the opposite of why we're training. We train for health. You know, we want to look good, we want to feel good, and we want to be healthy. So if you're binge eating and stuff, it's not in our goal range. So I think it's best to kind of have things in moderation. And I think that even comes down with Diwali as well. You know, it's like we have this big festival season. You can have your sweets, you can have your junk food, you know, you can eat with the family, but everything in moderation.
Yeah, so I was sharing a story with Jeff. 2013, I had this contest. After the contest, it was Diwali time, and it was after the contest was Diwali, and I had so much of sweets that finally I decided I'll go to workout after 2 days. And the pump in my chest, I was like, I could tear my pec muscles anytime. It was so insane.
Yeah,
I was so carved up.
huge.
I was so carved
All the
up.
glycogen, it's like skin tearing.
Yeah, but also
And
think
that's
Jeff,
a good feeling though. That's a good feeling.
more than the physical hunger after the contest, it's the mental hunger, because you know you have been restricting yourself.
Yeah, well, that's one of the biggest things as well. Yeah, it's like you're binge eating and all that. It does kind of mess with your mental health, and maybe you stop training, you stop eating healthy, and sometimes I've seen a lot of people that kind of fall into like a depression after the computer. You know, and it's not good. You know, it's like we got to stay on track. We got to stay healthy. That's what it's all about, is staying motivated and staying healthy.
Yeah, sometimes.
And that's funny that you mentioned that, because, you know, one time after a competition, I was in like the best shape of my life, and I just started binge eating every day. And like you said, a cheat day turned into a cheat week.
How much did you eat?
Oh, I ate everything. It's like I was having like milkshakes like multiple times a day, going like getting fast food and stuff. And it's like, it was sad because I gained about like 8 kilos in like a week.
Wow.
And it wasn't just water weight, it was like fat. And it's like I went from like competition shape to end of my bulk shape in a week, and it was like I just destroyed all that progress I made. It's
and then your feet starts paining. You when you climb upstairs, it starts to hurt a bit. It gets ugly, and then you realize, so I'm going to talk about how I am going to do it this time in 2020 during Diwali. So Diwali is 14th of November. First of all, wishing everyone a very, very happy Diwali. So I've decided I'm only going to binge when my entire family sits down together for a dinner. When I'm alone, I'm not going to binge. So, and the day I'm going to binge, I'm going to skip my breakfast, probably lunch, and have a big dinner with the family. So intermittent, not an intermittent fasting, but an intermittent fasting day is sort of a thing. So
is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to eating for Diwali?
Yeah, so
any certain food that's your favorite, or is it just everything?
So I just, if there's a box of sweets, I just take everything and I taste everything, and whichever I feel is the best, okay, now I go for this straight.
Yeah, totally.
But so I don't know if you know it, but we have a lot of different flavors of sweets here in India, and it's all mostly handmade. So for my audience which is watching me in India, my favorite is there's a mithai called dal ki mithai. I don't know its English name, so sorry, Jeff.
Okay, maybe I'll try it next time I'm over there in India.
Yeah, when you come back, when you're in Delhi, I'll make you eat that.
So I know a lot of you guys at home, you know, maybe the gyms aren't open, you guys are kind of stuck at home. You're wondering, how can I train at home? What can I do to stay in shape? Well, I mean, to let you guys know, a lot of people around the world are in the same position as you. So there is a lot that you can do with just basic minimum equipment. And I kind of want to show you guys a little bit of what you can do. So I brought some dumbbells with me just from upstairs. And I'm going to show you like a quick little shoulder workout that you can do. I mean, it's very simple. I got some dumbbells right here. And honestly, all you need is just some dumbbells. So it's like you come up, lateral raises. That's going to hit the lateral delt. And then you can do front delts like this. Very good. Rear delts right here. It's going to be a little basic, but hey, it's going to get the job done. And then you got shoulder press right here.
Shoulder press is done, yeah.
Like that. And it's like, I would recommend you doing, I'd recommend each exercise 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps. And this is going to be a quick workout. So I'd say maybe about 30 minutes in total. You got to go very, very fast. You know, minimal rest, maybe 30 seconds if that. And that's really all you need to do is just basic equipment. And if you don't have dumbbells, you can grab like a milk jug and fill it up with water. So you can get a little, experiment around a little bit, find out what you have around at your house. I mean, hey, you can even get chairs and you can be doing lateral raises with chairs. It's like, it really comes down to how much you want it and how much you're going to work for it.
Yeah. So I since you told it, I used to do this because like people who follow me know I have a full-time job, and sometimes I really don't have the time. I just have 30 minutes to get in and out of the gym, and that's a really great way. It will give you an insane pump, and I should do it all at once, all superset, no rest. Tuck, finish, done.
Of course, that's how you get a good pump, and it's like, that's how it's done.
Yeah, and 4 sets of these and I'm done. My shoulders are done.
Yeah. And I'm telling you guys right now at home, it's like a bad workout is better than no workout. So if you even go in the gym and you only train for 15 minutes, hey, that's better than no minutes. So you got to get that blood pumping, and you got to get just any kind of workout in. And like I was saying earlier, I mean, it's not just physical, but it's also for the mental health. Okay, you're gonna feel a lot better after your training.
Okay, we're gonna have some quick questions to Jeff. Jeff, the first one: how often do you work out?
So right now I'm working at about 6 days a week. And the thing is, like, I don't really have like a set schedule written out or anything. I kind of go by feel. I mean, I've been training for 15 years, so I can kind of know what my body needs to train.
So, for the viewers, can you just briefly go through how does the split looks like?
Yeah, of course. So yeah, Monday I'll do chest and triceps. I like doing triceps after chest is because you're working it, it's a push motion. Tuesday I do back and biceps, same exact thing like I was discussing earlier. After that I'll do legs. Thursday I'll do chest and shoulders again, chest again, because I feel like chest is one of the bigger muscle groups that you want to train if you want to have a good aesthetic physique. So I try to hit it at least twice a week. And then Friday I'll do arms again. So again, I'm trying to hit my arms twice a week. And Saturday is kind of like, I'll just kind of do what I feel like I'm lacking on. And, so like, let's say if I want to do another back workout, I'll do it on Saturday. Saturday is kind of a day where it's like, I kind of go by how I feel, or I'll do legs or something. And then Sunday, a rest day. And I'm pretty fortunate. I have a decent home gym at my house. So I don't, the quarantine and stuff, I mean, yeah, it sucks that I can't go to the gym and train at the public gym, but luckily I kind of had, equipment ready to go. So I was prepared for the coronavirus and lockdown.
Yeah, sure. So Jeff, just a follow-up question. Let's say you hit chest on Monday and you're really sore from the workout, and Thursday is your chest again. Or let's say Wednesday you decided to hit Wednesday or Thursday. So are you gonna hit the chest again if the chest is still sore?
Yeah, that's a pretty good question. So a lot of people don't think that you can train when you're sore. But, I think if it's been over 72 hours, you can train again. You'll be fine. Unless it's like excruciatingly sore, you can't move, don't train it again. I've always said that you kind of want to go by how your body feels. So if you're a little bit sore, a little tender, it's been over 72 hours, you can train again.
Also, do you judge your workouts by how sore you get after the workout?
Yeah, actually I do. And I know a lot of people kind of say that you shouldn't do that, but if I feel pretty sore after workout, it's like, I know I train pretty good.
I wish I could give you a virtual high five. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm actually sore right now because I did chest yesterday and I'm loving it.
You're loving it, yeah. It's like, you put the work in. That's how it's done.
So the next one, what's your favorite workout?
My favorite workout, well, I definitely like training my chest. That's by far my favorite muscle group. In terms of exercises for chest, I like doing incline barbell bench press because I feel like the upper chest is, in my opinion, the most aesthetic muscle group.
Yeah.
That's like I was saying earlier. If you want to have a good aesthetic physique, you gotta have a good upper chest. It's mandatory.
Yeah.
So anything that really involves an incline, I like incline barbell bench press. And one thing with my training is, I don't do all this stuff you see on Instagram where people are doing a bunch of like weird looking movements and switching it up and trying to do different things. I like to do the basics. I feel like the basics is what's going to get you there. That's all you really need to do. I mean, all these different variations of movements, it's just an extension of a basic movement itself. So you can get around with just doing the basic movements, really.
Yeah, same here. So I like doing chest and delts have been my strength. So I just when I go front relaxed, that's where you kill your competition straight.
Oh yeah, I see them delts right there. I see that.
So my favorites are, and same, I like doing incline, but I prefer doing dumbbells more than the bar. So and the one thing I do, which is I put up an incline which is more than 45, so I go for 60 degrees incline, which really fills
Oh, you
up
like to
my,
go a little bit higher?
yeah, so which fills up really
Yeah,
my,
see, that's a little bit. That's actually different than me. I like to go a little bit lower.
yeah.
I like 45 is a pretty good range for me.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Everybody has a different physique, so you have to figure it out what works best for you.
100%.
That's why I tell people: listen to everyone, try what everyone is saying, and see what works for you.
That's exactly it. That's very good advice right there.
Jeff, I have a couple of questions. Any tip would you like to give to budding physique athletes? Because I know there's one confusion and I would like to address it. Let's say there is a 70 kg bodybuilder, because I go to a lot of competitions, I go backstage, I talk to people. So now there's a guy who is a 70 kg bodybuilder, 70 kilograms, 160 pounds, and he wants to switch to physique now. Now the question is, should he train same as he was training when he was a bodybuilder, or how should he change his?
I say 100% train the same way. One thing that you can do, because if you're going from bodybuilding and you're going to men's physique, okay, let's face it, let's be honest with each other. You're wearing the board shorts. So you don't need to train the thighs quite as hard. So let's put the extra energy into training your chest or your delts or your back, because you're not getting judged on the legs. So let's be smart about it. You can't get away with that. Personally, I would never really follow that. I always train the legs pretty hard, but I know a lot of people, it's like any little inch that you can get for a competitive edge, take it. Yeah. So for you guys, for the individual asking that question, keep the training the same. You can train the legs a little bit less, put that energy and that focus more into your chest or upper body, because that's what you're getting judged on.
Yeah.
And that's just how you can get around with the judging and competition and stuff. But I'm not saying skip legs entirely, because you always got to have the legs. No one wants them chicken legs, but put the energy and focus into something else. So keep the training the same. I mean, it's probably a good decision for you if you're a little bit lighter. Men's physique might be a better category for you. So good luck.
So another follow-up thing for the men's physique. A lot of people also they love training legs, but now they say, if I do heavy squats or if I do heavy deadlifts, my gut is gonna go out. Is it true?
I don't believe that, honestly. It's like if you have a big waist, you got a big waist. I don't think doing heavy ab exercise movements are gonna make your waist bigger. Heavy deadlift, heavy squats, I don't think so. Hey, me personally, I've done heavy movements like that. I don't wear a belt. My waist hasn't gotten any bigger. That's an example right there. It's not going to. But if you are concerned with your waist getting bigger, I mean, put a belt on.
Yeah.
You see these girls on Instagram, they're doing them waist training things, they're trying to make them waist smaller. So that's like, if you see these classic guys, they're wearing a belt. I mean, it's not just for back stability. They're trying to make their waist smaller.
Okay, the final question. In India, there is a large audience which is vegetarian. They're not vegan. They can have milk products. Some of them have eggs as well, but a lot of them don't have meat or chicken or fish. So what advice do you have for them? Do you think being a vegetarian, they can still end up at a competitive level?
Oh, 100%. I know there's a very good bodybuilder in India that is a vegetarian.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think you know the guy. He has a huge physique, very big guy. So is it possible? 100%. Is it going to be a little bit tougher? Hey, I'm not going to lie. It might be a little bit tougher to get your protein in, but it's not impossible. And one of the biggest things with that is so if you can't have the protein coming from meat sources, there's tons of other sources that you can get your protein from. So what you want to do is you want to track your calories. You want to track your macros. I've always been a firm believer in that, in your macros and tracking them. A good app for that is called MyFitnessPal. It's a calorie counter. It helps you get through. But yeah, I'm sure you guys probably know better than me for what kind of protein you get with a vegan diet. I mean, you can have nuts. You can have your protein powder. You can have tofu, peanut butter, plenty of sources that you can get your protein from. So it's 100%. It's doable.
Sure.
It's possible.
Sure. Okay.
The main factor is just you. I mean, how bad do you want?
Another follow-up question, because I keep getting so much. I thought I'll ask all of them to you. I have two options. Both are vegetarian. Number one, I choose the hard way out. I go to eat solid meals. I am choosing cheese, and I'm choosing nuts. I'm choosing good lentils, black beans for my protein content. Number two, I just decide to have whey. I just decide to have 10 scoops of whey a day and just fill up my protein requirements. What do you prefer?
Well, to be honest, I think real whole food is better than just having only supplements. You know, you gotta have the whole food. That's how you're gonna get your physique to the next level.
Yeah, it's always a
But
balance.
I mean, hey, if you're bulky or something, 100% you want to have the supplements. I mean, every little edge that you can get, any competitive edge you can get, you want to take it. So, yeah, you want to have your protein powder. You know, just depending on what your goal is, if you're bulking or if you're cutting. So yeah, I mean, supplements definitely are going to help out, but that can't be your only source of your dietary needs. You know, it's not healthy. So you got to have the whole food. But
Okay.
I mean, it's a supplement to your diet. So it's going to help.
Sure. So that wraps up our Q&A. Thank you, Jeff, so much. And now, Jeff, I want you to address your fans in India. Any message do you have for them?
Yeah, well, first off, I just want to say thank you for having me come on board. It was really nice talking to you.
Same, man.
Everyone in India, happy Diwali. Remember, health is wealth. And this Diwali, I want you to make health your priority. So, switching from your healthy bars or switching from just what you're going to be eating during Diwali with your family and stuff. Like I said, I kind of covered earlier, everything in moderation. So don't only eat sweets all day. Have your tandoori chicken. Have your healthy bars, have your healthy snacks, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah.
Happy Diwali.
Yeah, and I think the My Protein brownies are absolute. If it feels like you're having a cheat meal,
Delicious!
and you're
They're
having
so good!
and you're having a 19 grams of protein right there.
I know. It's like, dude, I got a package sent into last week with like a bunch of My Protein snacks and stuff, and it's like, I've been binge eating it all day. It's so good.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, like, you're eating it and you feel good when you're eating it as well, because you're getting your protein in, you're getting healthy food in. So
Same.
delicious. It's nothing better than that.
So guys, thank you for watching this podcast with Jeff. We are wrapping up this, and remember 28th of this month, which is 28th of October, we have a huge Diwali sale which starts from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Do check out my Instagram. I'll keep you posted over there. And until then, bye bye, take care, namaskar, and Jai Hind.